Hello guys, it's time for the TNA throwback again, and we have reached August 19th, which is the Impact post Hardcore Justice, and we are starting to build towards our big Bound for Glory event. We got 4 weeks till the No Surrender pay-per-view, which is on September 12th. And then we got 4 weeks from this to Bound for Glory, which is on 10-10-10. So let's see how it will all develop. I have some big plans set up. Let's just check out the pay-per-view first. So at the pay-per-view, which was on Sunday, Kazarian defeated RVD to retain the title in a Full Metal Mayhem, so that is the second time Kazarian defeats RVD in their feud for the X Division title. Robbie E defeated Zack Ryder to retain the Global Championship in probably a last chance match. Samoa Joe defeated Scott Steiner in a Monsters Ball to conclude their feud. Angelina Love defeated Brooke Tessmacher to retain the Knockouts title. Styles and Daniels defeated Aries and Lito in a tables match. Team 3D defeated Abyss and Gunner to retain the tag team titles. In a surprising manner, Beer Money, who were Jarrett's new lapdogs and new members of the World Elite, defeated Sting and Angle because Jarrett got involved. So this was the introduction for Beer Money into the faction. And in the main event, Mr. Anderson defeated Jeff Hardy after a reverse decision, which means that we got the classic double referee. The first referee counted the pin for Hardy, but after that we had the second referee actually overseeing it and restarting the match. Anderson pinned him via mic check after this distraction. So as you can see, this pay-per-view acted as a little bit of a transition because it wasn't really anything to resolve much of the feuds. So let's kickstart the show. Of course, you already know the first match is the mandatory dark match, as I'm saying. This is the usual slot where I put the recap segment, but because you can have less than 4 matches and I have 3 matches set up for this part of the show, we need to have some sort of a match to fill the quotas. So the show will open with Mr. Anderson, and he'll be happy to retain the World Heavyweight title. He'll talk about the main event of the pay-per-view where he retained fair and square, but of course there were shenanigans, as I have already told you guys. So of course Jeff Hardy is gonna interrupt him. He's gonna interrupt his celebration and his promo, and he's gonna talk about the fact that Anderson actually retained via the incompetence of the referee, and everyone saw that Hardy should have won at the pay-per-view. So Hardy got a very good argument against this, and Hardy said that he deserves to have his title rematch tonight. Of course, Anderson acted like a bitch and he backed off, he retreated. But this ain't over because Bischoff will come out in the next segment. Actually, in this segment. And Bischoff is gonna book the match, so this is kind of a not in my style type of booking decision, but I have decided that this is the best way to advance some of my storylines. So on this Impact, we're gonna have Mr. Anderson again defending the title in a rematch against Jeff Hardy. in the main event of Impact because the pay-per-view got very undecisive finish. So we're gonna use a little bit of hot shot in here. You're gonna see what will happen later in the show. So this is established. So on this show, the main event is gonna be Mr. Anderson against Jeff Hardy for the World Heavyweight Championship. And actually, I don't remember the last time I had a World Heavyweight title match on Impact. My booking style tends to have like my booking style is more like the old times where my TV show is used to build up the matches, and I'm actually doing title matches and shit on the pay-per-view and special events. I may do sometimes like an X Division title match on Impact, but I'm mostly using Impacts to promote the feuds, to do you know, some sort of a confrontations or advancements. I don't really like to hotshot title matches or do anything serious as far as to, you know, pop a rating or something. But sometimes I'm using this strategy. So the first match on the program is gonna be Beer Money defeating Douglas Williams and Bashir, who, as you have already seen, are some sort of an outsider group right now because they have been both kicked out of World Elite. So it's gonna be a fail if I have already included them. I can't remember. Oh, I have. So Beer Money, after beating Sting and Angle at the pay-per-view, are gonna get another win here over Bashir and Williams, who at the moment I'm just using Bashir and Williams as a jobber team to feel they're not faces, they're not heels, they're just, you know, bitter about being kicked out of the group. So I actually don't have plans to stick them together for a long time. So in the next segment, Jarrett is gonna come out, he's gonna endorse Beer Money, and he's gonna officially introduce them as the new members of World Elite, as the crowd will boo. Because, you know, Beer Money actually, you know, they officially got in the group after appearing as mystery opponents for Sting and Angle, after Jarrett already told Sting and Angle they're gonna have mystery opponents who are gonna be the new members. But this is gonna be the official TV introduction of Beer Money being inducted, being added to this faction. So the next thing is gonna be another match because at the last three segments are gonna be needed for a confrontation. So Brooke Desmacher is gonna probably get some heat back after losing to Angelina Love at the pay-per-view, and she's gonna beat Tara via roll-up. And I have already explained to you guys, I don't really care that much about the knockouts division or about booking of the women. I'm usually having one title feud or maybe having one or two segments at the most. But I'm only focused on the booking of the wrestlers, the male performers. So the next thing on the show is gonna be Samoa Joe beating Orlando Jordan, but after the match, of course, the Angel Dinero is gonna do a run-in and attack Joe. I hope this will kickstart a good feud. You're gonna see my idea here, but Joe is fresh off coming from the Scott Steiner feud. I think I'm gonna take Scott Steiner from a little bit off TV till I come up with a new, you know, plan, I guess. So yeah, we have already established that Dinero and Jordan are a part of the congregation, and on the, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, Creed joined them. So after Joe beats Orlando Jordan, we're gonna have the Pope running down the ring, and they're gonna attack Joe. So the new group, the congregation, is gonna attack Joe. The next thing on the show, we are gonna have Kazarian, who is gonna let me just input the segments that I want to use, because it's confusing to explain at the same time and book the show. This may have been in reverse order. So Kazarian, the last 2 pay-per-views, he feuded with RVD and he beat him both times. The first time was with cheating, the last time was completely clean. I've already explained to you guys that my idea was to put Kazarian over big time as a heel champion, as an X Division staple guy. So on this show, Kazarian will come out, he's gonna proclaim himself as the best X Division champion. But RVD is gonna interrupt him, of course. So they will exchange insults, but ultimately they're gonna be interrupted by Austin Aries. That I have already told you that my plans for Aries are gonna be. I really haven't told you about my plans about the X Division, but when I was booking the tag team match between Styles and Daniels and Aries and Lito, I have told you guys that I will keep Styles and Daniels as a team. I will put Aries in a new program. I'm gonna put Lito in a new program. So this is where I'm gonna set up Aries from now on. Aries is gonna come out. He's gonna show up in Kazarian's face, and you know, Aries who told RVD that he failed twice to beat Kazarian, and now it's his time to dethrone him as the ex-champion. So we're gonna have a back and forth 3-way confrontation between Kazarian, RVD, and Austin Aries. So the takeaway here is that Austin Aries is gonna be the new guy inserted into the X Division title picture, but we will see. Let's just skip quickly through this first part of the show. So move on to the second part of the show. We don't want to waste any time, so the second part of the show, it's not really a second part, but you know, you guys get the point. Just, you know, that EWR is limited in its abilities, so we need to go around the rules a little bit to make up for a compelling. So Styles and Daniels are gonna continue their winning streak after beating the new and established team of Matt Morgan and Tomko. The last few weeks, Matt Morgan and Tomko were gaining momentum, but they lost a #1 contendership match to Abyss and Gunner. So Styles and Daniels, as I have already mentioned, I'll keep them as a team, and I'm gonna have them go over here, Morgan and Tomko, because we need to establish Styles and Daniels as a force in the tag team division. So then we'll cut to Bischoff, and he'll again announce a match. It's gonna take place next week, and the match, I think, is pretty obvious after following this confrontation. It's gonna be Austin Aries against Rob Van Dam in a #1 contendership match for the X Division title. So this will be set up for the next Impact. The next thing on the show is gonna be an interview with Beer Money. We're gonna have James Storm and Robert Roode, still not Bobby Roode in this game. So they're cut the promo on Team 3D, and a little bit of retrospective here. Beer Money were the tag team champions all up until the last pay-per-view, which was Victory Road, I believe, in July. After they dropped the titles, they disappeared from TV. I haven't really booked them on any show, on any of the impacts that were leading up to Hardcore Justice, any of the 5 impacts leading up to Hardcore Justice. So the whole point of this was to take them off TV and kind of have them as a surprise, surprise involvement in the World Elite faction, because we teased that World Elite is losing members and they need new members. So what better guys to put in the group than Beer Money? And Beer Money have returned to the pay-per-view. They beat TNA'10. On this show they beat Bashir and Williams, and here they cut a promo on Team 3D, and they're gonna say that they're gonna use the rematch clauses for the tag titles next week. So next week we got 2 big matches. We got Austin Aries versus Rob Van Dam in a #1 contendership for the X Division title, and we got Beer Money against Team 3D in a rematch for the World Tag Team titles. So next week is shaping up to be a big show as far as matches go. The next match on the show is gonna be Sting taking on Gunner. Sting is gonna submit him via a Scorpion Deathlock, and he's gonna refuse to let go of the hold. I know you guys think maybe that's a burial for Gunner, but Gunner is a side guy. He's more of the muscle of the group along with the Beast, so these guys are protected by default. He can take a loss to Sting clean and not really be ruined, because the main focal point of the feud is Sting with Jarrett or Kurt Angle with Jarrett. It's not Gunner and Abyss, or just, they're side guys. They're not the main focal point, so we can't really push guys like this forever. After the match, Sting is gonna cut the promo on Jeff Jarrett, of course. He will say that he's not gonna run away from a match, and this match will take place at No Surrender. But this is not confirmed. This is just Sting talking. So Sting is gonna be pissed off because they have already lost a lot. The past weeks, Sting and Angle actually lost their place in the tournament, in the World Title Tournament that was won by Jeff Hardy, and they were beaten at the pay-per-view by Beer Money via cheating. So Sting is gonna be pretty pissed off, and he's gonna want his revenge against Jarrett. So the next thing on the show, we're gonna have Robbie E come out. He retained the global title over Zack Ryder at the pay-per-view, and this is where I put Jay Lethal. So Robbie is gonna make fun of Zack Ryder. He's gonna say that, I've already told you guys this program is over. Ryder is just not, for me, I don't fancy him being a champion. I prefer Robbie E as the champion, because we can have this nice program that already happened in real life. So Robbie E is gonna make fun of Ryder. He's gonna be with Christy Hemme. But Jay Lethal is gonna come out with Ric Flair. He's gonna interrupt him. He's gonna challenge him to an impromptu match. So we'll have Jay Lethal against Robbie E on this show. Non-title match. And Jay Lethal is gonna win, because we need to have a continuation here. Jay Lethal is gonna beat Robbie in a non-title match, which will probably prompt up for them to have a title match. So this is where I will input or insert Jay Lethal next. I'm gonna insert him in the global title feud. Next thing on the show is gonna be Kurt Angle, who hasn't appeared on this show yet. He's gonna cut promo on Jeff Jarrett in the same fashion that Sting did. He's gonna say that Jarrett's days in TNA are numbered. when he gets to him, he's gonna beat his ass. So here we go. So we're supposed to have a match for the world title, but here is the swerve. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We are even gonna book it because actually we can't really get away with this. We only got 3 matches up until this point, so I thought about only no contest or interference. Let's say Jeff Jarrett is gonna interfere, but I'm gonna explain to you what my idea is. So the camera will show Jeff Hardy warming up before the main event when Jeff Hardy is gonna get jumped by Abyss, Gunner and Beer Money. So Jeff Hardy is gonna get jumped by World Elite, who are gonna jeopardize the main event because they will take him out. Mr. Anderson is not gonna be aware of this. He's gonna come out for the match, but there will be no Jeff Hardy. Instead, World Elite will come out along with Jarrett. So Jarrett, Abyss, Gunner and Beer Money are gonna come out. They're gonna surround Anderson, and Jarrett will order them to do a beatdown on Anderson again. So World Elite is gonna beat both Anderson and Hardy consequently, and they will close the show with no world title match. So this is how you're gonna see my idea, but for now my idea is for World Elite to ruin this match, to establish them as again a serious force that should be reckoned with. And this is a perfect way because this puts away the Anderson Hardy match, which probably is gonna get booked for no surrender, and it kind of shows that World Elite, they don't have any allegiance with Anderson. They will beat him down again. As you guys remember the past following weeks, they have tried to get in his head. They have tried to invite him to the group, but he didn't want to. So we're gonna see how this will shape up next week. We got 3 weeks of build till no surrender. So if you already, you guys know my booking. My booking is pretty logical. So you're gonna get the storylines probably in the next in the next Impact, I guess. I'm always explaining my ideas in a very detailed manner. So this was the show. You can check out the results in the description box, and of course next week's Impact is gonna be the last of August, so see you then.